Good morning, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm gonna have you follow me along as I do a full day of skincare, my morning routine, my nighttime routine, some makeup. I'm gonna have you follow me along today. So if you're so ready, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. Pulling back my hair to wash my face, I'm going to be using the Cerave Hydrating Foaming Oil Cleanser. Now, in the morning, sometimes I use a cleansing product, sometimes I just use water, but in the summer, my combo skin does tend to get a lot more oily, and sometimes you sweat at night too, so I just feel a little bit better in the summer months with a nice foaming cleanser like this one. And I love these face washing cuffs, but they have to come off immediately because they're all soggy on my wrist. I love the feeling of washing my face in the morning. It's so refreshing. So I'm going to put on a layer of the thermal water mist from La Roche-Posay just to keep my face moist as I put my contacts in so I can actually see what the heck I am doing. And then I'm going to do a mask this morning. This is the Beauty of Joseon Ground Rice and Honey Glow Mask. I really like this mask because it's a combination of clay and honey, so it helps to clear out my pores and smooth my texture, but the honey helps to moisturize and help reduce redness and inflammation, and it's great for my sensitive skin. This mask also has some physical exfoliation from the rice hull components in this. So after I leave this mask on for about 10 minutes to let the clay and the honey do their magic, I'm going to gently rub this into my face, and I'm going to get a little bit of that physical exfoliation for any flaky skin as well. Now, I don't normally mask in the morning. I will say it is a little bit of a luxury, but I'm going to be filming some content later today, so it's kind of my ritual to do a mask, oftentimes this one from Beauty of Joseon, before a filming day. It just makes me feel more confident in my skin, and it's also a great motivator to keep on a regular masking schedule. But this is real life, and I am multitasking while I'm wearing my mask, so I'm definitely going to be brushing my teeth and doing anything I can to get my morning going a little bit faster, including the tongue scraper. All right, going back in with those face washing cuffs to get this mask off. I'm going to use this brush side of the silicone brush from I Do Care, and this just helps me to massage in those little gentle pieces of rice hull that I was telling you about before, just to help with any flaky skin, especially around my nose. And washing off this mask, I always love how much more even toned my skin looks. It really helps to reduce redness. Even this pimple that I have looks a little bit better just from 10 minutes using this mask. And I'm going to use the Clarins Lip Oil in Classic Red just to give my lips a little perk up. And it is time for hydrating toner. This is the Klairs Supple Preparation Unscented Toner. This is so great because it's got a little bit of a bouncy texture while still being runny and quickly absorbed into the skin. And I really like the hydration levels of this. I like how it kind of just gently plumps up my skin. It's really refreshing in the summertime. I used to use this toner like 6 years ago, and I don't remember liking it quite as much as I actually like it now, but this was kind of a throwback goodie that really surprised me. Next up, the Dr. Ceuracle Vegan Kombucha Tea Essence. Look at my bottle's almost empty, but you still see those beautiful 2 layers that are really fun to mix together. And I love this because it is so nourishing and silky and moisturizing for my skin, but in this lighter format. The tea also helps to reduce redness, and it really is going to help with that little pimple that I have right under my eye, just to take down some of the redness. Next up, Allies of Skin Copper Tripeptide and Ectoin Advanced Repair Serum. This is quite a name. This is quite a product. It's very expensive. I will admit the brand did gift this to me. This product is pushing about $200, and I am so sorry to tell you that it works. I don't want it to work because it's way too expensive, but it definitely is a compelling peptide product. It's got this great texture, nice gel-like texture that sinks into the skin really quickly. It's not sticky, it's not tacky. This is not fragranced, and it doesn't smell like copper or metal like some copper products do. This kind of just smells like raw skincare, but it it's not fragranced. I've also put it on an area where I burned my forehead. You see this with the curling iron. And this actually helped with very healthy tissue repair. And I think it also helped to resist the really worsening hyperpigmentation as well. You can barely see that. And that's because this serum has definitely helped with skin repair. This is the Access Y Vegan Collagen Eye Serum. And I really like this one for summertime because it's got this incredibly plumping, refreshing gel texture. It's actually quite thick, but it feels really nice, especially with this little metal roller ball applicator that really enhances that refreshing feel. So this is totally something I use just because it feels good. I don't think it does too much for my under eye area besides, plump it up with lots of hydration, which isn't nothing. Let me tell you, that can definitely make the under eye area look a lot more smooth and make your makeup go on a lot better, right? As well. So I will say I haven't noticed much with like well aging from the collagen, but it's definitely mega hydrating and incredibly refreshing. Time for barrier care, and are you in for a surprise? This is Krave, Great Barrier Relief, and the Aromatica Organic Rosehip Oil. I've been flipping the script on you guys a little bit. This is not Stratia Lipid Gold, which I've been using since 2018. I'm incredibly loyal to it, but very occasionally I will switch it out for something else. And I have used the Krave Great Barrier Relief before, although it has been over 6 years now, I think, at this point since I last used it. And I've been enjoying revisiting this product again. This is very focused on the skin barrier and repair. It is using about 10% of tamanu oil and I believe 2% of niacinamide as well as some ceramide NP to get that done. The tamanu oil is interesting because this is an ingredient that also assists with skin repair, skin rejuvenation. It can help to reduce scarring on the skin. And this was also something I was putting on that burn that I got on my forehead. But generally speaking, this is just something that really helps to keep my skin barrier strong, especially when I'm using my Retinaldehyde and my AHA masks that I like to do throughout the week. So this feels great, and it's a nice pair with the Rosehip oil, which is another oil that not only helps to support the skin barrier, but can also assist with some skin brightening as well. I will admit both of these products mixed together doesn't smell that great. The tamanu oil has kind of this like salty, yeasty smell. And when it meets the rosehip oil, it almost turns into almost like a celery-like smell. I'm not kidding. My face smells like celery salt. So anybody who is scent sensitive, beware. Cosrx, the Ceramide Skin Barrier Moisturizer. I've been really obsessed with this since I reviewed it a few months ago. You can check that video out if you want to learn more. It is a new product from Cosrx, but this is definitely something I've been enjoying for the warmer weather because you can see that it has this almost hydrating like feel as you spread it across the skin. There's a burst of refreshing hydration with this one. There's lots of panthenol and hyaluronic acid in here, but it's also quite occlusive and nourishing as well. And it really tucks in all your skincare, but it's still breathable. It's not a really heavy, dense, overly oily type of cream. So my skin really appreciates it in the summer. This summer it's been slower to warm up, but it is finally starting to warm up now. But my skin still is appreciating the moisture that I've been providing it with this skincare routine, especially since I'm really prepping my skin to put some makeup on to film some videos later on. This helps to keep my skin barrier strong, to resist dehydration, which I tend to get from being inside in the air conditioning a lot, but it also still allows my combination skin to breathe. So this moisturizer does take a hot second to settle and dry on the skin. So I do like to give it a minute before I go in with my sunscreen. So I'm going to actually cover this pimple right under my eye here with a pimple patch. This pimple, I was testing out an oil cleanser from Anua. You saw that review, right? And it actually clogged up my pores. These are not the pimple patches that suck the juice out of the pimple. They're actually a spot treatment with salicylic acid. And so what I like to do, these are, just like the pimple patches that you would apply. They have adhesive on the back. So I like to use a Q-tip a clean one, to gently roll that on the skin where I'm going to apply the patch. This is going to absorb the excess skincare on my skin. You can see how shiny it is, right? The patch is not going to stick to that. So I just like to dry the top part of that skin very gently. I'm not pressing too hard, but I'm just picking up any excess there. And then the patch will stick to the skin a lot better. For sunscreen, I'm going in with the Haru Haru Moisture Airy Fit Daily Sunscreen. This one's a little bit more moisturizing. It might surprise you that I'm using it for summer, but quite honestly, it does provide really high UVA protection for a K-beauty sunscreen. It is not water resistant, so it's still something that I wear more for, casual sun exposure days in the summer. But the PFA rating in the sunscreen test for the UVA protection rates about 26.6. That's significantly higher than most K-beauty sunscreens, which usually hover around 16, 17, 18. So it's actually just providing much more robust UVA protection. So I just feel a little bit more protected, especially in the high UV days of summer with this sunscreen. It's not water resistant. It's not for swimming or anything like that. It's still for casual sun exposure, but it's just a little bit more robust. And even though it's more moisturizing, I really like the satin finish of this. It's not really shiny. It's not too matte. And that is the morning skincare routine complete. My skin feels so much better. I just love that first skincare routine in the morning. So after breakfast and walking my dog, I'm going to do some hair care, starting to get ready to film that content. I've been really into these K18 products. So when I washed my hair last night, because I am a lazy girl and I'm not doing it in the morning, I used the K18 Molecular Repair Hair Mask right after washing my hair and before blow drying it. And then I also used right at the roots the Astrolift spray from K18. This is a volumizing spray that I really enjoy, and it really does bring some nice body into my hair. And I'm going to tell you, I slept on this hair. I washed it last night, dried it, and slept on it, and there's still some nice volume at the roots. So I like how this lasts. And then I'm going to use the Kerastase Glaze drops. I really have been enjoying these. I didn't want to like this one either, but it definitely does add a real nice shininess to the hair. It also helps to fight frizz, which is amazing for summer humidity. And it also seems to have like a long-lasting ability to fight the frizziness from humidity as well. So I just use this kind of like a finishing product right before I style my hair, just to add some gloss and shine, but also to fight that frizziness. And I'm just going to go for a straight style today. I'm just using my flat iron just to polish up my hair a little bit, but you can definitely see the glossiness, right, from the Kerastase drops. They definitely do their job. So I did all that lovely skincare as a way to pamper and smooth and plump up my skin so that I could have better makeup application today. As I said, I'm going to be filming some videos, so I do usually do a full face of makeup. It's really my glam moment of the week when I'm filming my videos, you all. I can be quite a bum most other days of the week, but I really love to take that moment when I'm getting ready to just, have a really girly, fun moment and really just play around with some makeup and with some different looks. And it's a really fun moment for me to do this. But that's really what my morning skincare was about. It was less about being outside and being sweaty in the summertime and more about prepping the skin for some fun makeup application. But this video is not about makeup. You can check out some of my get ready with me's if you want to see the makeup routines in action. But this is the final look that I am finishing off for now, and I'm going to go film some videos. Usually filming is a big day for me. I do like to film quite a few videos in one day. So I will be back and finished, and it's going to be time for nighttime skincare by the time I'm finished with my filming day. But this is the final look, and I'll meet you back here in a couple hours. Oh, I'm back. And I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Can you see it in my face? I am feeling a little bit tired, and I'm really looking forward to my nighttime routine. But before I wash my face, I'm gonna brush my teeth. This is a really good habit to get into, especially if you find a lot of dryness or irritation on your lips or maybe around your chin. A lot of times the brightening or the whitening agents in toothpaste can actually be quite irritating to the skin. So it can be a really good habit to get into if you have those symptoms. Brush your teeth first before you wash your face, because naturally when you wash your face, you're going to wash away any of the remnants of those potentially irritating ingredients in your toothpaste. Going in for those face washing cuffs. You may notice this is a different kind because those face washing cuffs sure do take a minute to dry out. I put them on the side of my bathtub and they're still kind of soggy. So I hate the sensation of soggy face washing cuffs on my wrists. Ugh, so gross. All right, pulling back my hair, and you know I'm going in for a good, deep double cleanse to get all this makeup off my face tonight. This is the Vegreen Rice Daily Moisture Pore Cleansing Oil, and I really enjoy this one. You know, it's interesting, it's not fragranced, but there are some like fruit extracts in here that are definitely giving it a fruity smell. I don't mind it, but it definitely does have a scent to it. But it is a really good cleansing oil. I would say that this is kind of like medium to light in texture, and it just feels really good going on. It's not too thick or hard to spread. It doesn't feel like it's like coating my face, if you know what I mean. But it definitely breaks down all that makeup, all that sunscreen, all those skincare layers. You know, I was probably sweating. You know, I was getting oily up in that T-zone. And this is breaking through all of that really effortlessly. It emulsifies really nicely. It washes away very cleanly. And so, yeah, you can see I've used more than half of the bottle now by this point, and I've really been enjoying this one. And then I'm following that up with the Cerave Hydrating Foaming Oil Cleanser from the morning. I don't usually do different cleansers morning and nighttime. I just stick with the same thing. Keep it simple for myself. Now, the name does call it a cleansing oil. This is not the same type of product that I just put on my face from Vegreen, which was a true cleansing oil to break down makeup and sunscreen. This is a foaming cleanser. There's a trend going around right now with cleansers that claim to be oil cleansers, and what they're just claiming is that it's a foaming cleanser that doesn't strip your skin. Now, there are some foaming cleansing oils that don't contain any oil, like La Roche-Posay. This one from Cerave technically contains squalane, so technically there's oil in here, but you can see how this is foaming on my skin. This is a foaming cleanser. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I can sometimes be a bit of a lazy girl, and I don't feel like jumping in the shower tonight, and I'm not washing my hair because I just did that last night. So in order to get the sunscreen off of my neck, I'm actually just going to use some micellar water from La Roche-Posay, and I'm going to just put that onto a cotton pad just to cleanse the sunscreen and any dirt and whatever off of my neck. You don't always have to rinse micellar water off your face, but I do like to just go in with a wet washcloth just to get any of the remnants off, because I do find like it can leave my skin feeling kind of sticky. So going in for toner, this is the Klairs Supple Preparation Toner, kind of the same with the cleanser. I mean, quite honestly, there's no reason to do different toners morning and nighttime. I mean, unless you want to, you know what I'm saying? But there's not really any reason that you should have to do that. And even though I test out a lot of skincare and I have a lot of skincare products, I get confused. I get overwhelmed. And so I do try to stay as consistent as I can. So as I do with most of my toners, I just do about 2 layers of this, and it is so very deeply hydrating that my skin feels really great afterwards. And I'm also sticking with the same essence. This is the Dr. Ceuracle Vegan Kombucha Tea Essence. Also feels amazing, quite restorative, especially for a nighttime routine. And I really do love the tea in this because, as I mentioned earlier, it really helps my skin and my complexion, especially with the pimple that I have on my face right now. Just trying to help even out my skin tone and reduce redness really goes a long way to just sort of lessening the effects of that pimple. I've been really into this Neutrogena lip sleeping mask as well. This is, I believe it's fragrance free, but it's just like a really nice, like thick lip balm. And I use it during the day as well. It doesn't have to be strictly for sleeping, but it feels really nice and very moisturizing for the lips. This is the Neostrata Intensive Eye Therapy Eye Cream. You've seen me use this before. I have been chugging along with this one now for over a month for sure. Maybe it's 2 months now. This is an eye cream with some peptides in it, with bakuchiol in it. It's pretty concentrated. It's definitely like a very high quality peptide eye cream, and I've been enjoying it. I definitely noticed brightening results with this. This really helps to keep the darkness away. And this, I do believe, has helped also with some aging concerns. Under my eyes, definitely the fine lines are starting to appear a little bit more. That skin is just very fragile. And I do feel like this is helping with the appearance of the fine lines that I do have right now. It's also just helping my eye area not look very haggard. I have mentioned this a few times over the last couple months. I'm just not sleeping very well recently, and I do feel like this has been helping. Next up, Paula's Choice Retinaldehyde Dual Retinoid Treatment. You know I adore this. This is what's helping keep my skin clear, minus the one pimple that I have. I'm never going to shut up about this pimple. It annoys me so much. But you know I love my Paula's Choice Retinaldehyde. Right now I've been doing this about 5 to 6 days a week. Quite honestly, my skin has acclimated to it really well. I do try to take at least one rest day a week. It's just that my skin has been feeling really strong. It hasn't been feeling sensitive or irritated. So I usually just kind of keep chugging along. And then I will try to put a rest day in between. I just find that it just helps me to have that. But I've been doing really well with this one. There are 2 types of retinoids in here. So you're getting all the well-aging benefits, but there's also a retinoid in here that's particularly good for acne-prone skin. It's great for reducing inflammation. And this is really the key that has helped to keep my skin a lot more clear, to really fight the congestion that I can be very prone to, the clogged pores. And when the inflammation comes, it's just not as bad because this fights inflammation so well. Now I'm going to be using the Beauty of Joseon Revive Eye Serum. This has ginseng as well as retinaldehyde as well. And I'm actually going to be putting this on my neck and chest. This is another reason why it's great to start with a nice clean canvas on the neck, whether you jump in the shower or, you know, just do the lazy girl cheat and do the micellar water, because this is an amazing treatment for the neck. It's incredibly gentle. It really doesn't bring the retinal scaries to that area, which I find my neck and chest can be a lot more sensitive than my face. You don't want peeling skin on your neck. Like, that's not cute. But this definitely helps with collagen stimulation. It can also help with brightening. Sometimes I get hyperpigmentation on my chest if I get a pimple there. But it is a really great preventative, well-aging type of formula. Definitely wash your hands before you go in with your next skincare layer. I have definitely irritated my skin by not doing this. I'm going in for my barrier care step. It's the same as the morning, Krave Great Barrier Relief and the Rosehip oil from Aromatica. Definitely a smelly combination, as I said before. I have to be very honest with you about that. My face smells like a salad. It's honestly not always my favorite, I will admit. You know, the funny thing is I was using the chia seed oil with Krave before and it didn't smell like celery. It is a combination of these 2 products together. Krave on its own just smells kind of salty. The rosehip oil on its own doesn't really have a distinctive smell to me, but something about them mixed together. Yeah, definitely is a bit celery-like on my face. Switching it up with the moisturizer, I'm going to use the Haru Haru Black Rice 5 Ceramide Barrier Moisturizing Cream. This is heavier and more occlusive than the Cosrx moisturizer I used in the morning. And I've really been into this moisturizer. I started testing it a while ago for the moisturizer video I did about Haru Haru, which came out. I'll link it on the screen for you to check out if you didn't see it. But you know, this was my favorite one from that batch of reviews. And so I've just really been gravitating towards it a lot for summer nights. It is quite nourishing. A little too heavy, I think, for the morning time. This also has ceramide capsules in it as well, which, you know, some of my favorite moisturizers have that. I'm never sure if it's like a gimmick or if it actually does help the ceramides like stay more fresh and deliver into your skin more effectively. But I will say I do feel like this is a great barrier moisturizer. Medium weight, very occlusive, fights dehydration, great for skin that leans a little bit more dry. You don't have to have dry skin. You could be like me, like combo dry. or fighting off that air conditioning dehydration that you get in the summertime. This really helps to protect the skin, keep the skin barrier strong, ceramides cholesterol, fatty acids. Like, it leaves your skin so silky and soft. It feels amazing. I'm just going to use Cerave moisturizing cream to moisturize my neck and chest. You know, I put that Retinaldehyde from Beauty of Joseon on there, and I just want to seal that in. I love the Haru moisturizer. It is actually a little thick for my neck. Like I said before, that skin incredibly different than the skin on my face. So I usually just do like a very separate type of routine for that skin. You know, you do want to still give that skin some TLC, but sometimes what works on your face doesn't always work on your neck. And you thought I was done, but I forgot to take my contacts out. I definitely don't want to sleep with those in. And I also want to make sure that we have good dental hygiene tonight. I already brushed my teeth, but now I'm going to go in with the Cocoa Floss, which I absolutely love. I believe they rebranded to Cocoa Labs recently, but I've been using Cocoa Floss for, I think, 4 years, maybe 5 years now at this point. I love it. They have like different flavors of floss, which is really fun. But my favorite really is the coconut oil one. And because this is just a real nighttime routine, y'all, I'm going to keep on with the dental hygiene. This is the Glamorous White Mouthwash from Crest. Do you see how important this is to me? Like I was talking about with consistency, right? You know, I was like using the tongue scraper in the morning. I got my floss and my mouthwash at nighttime. It is really an important part of your routines. And I will say, you know, if you're trying to build that habit too, it's great to stack it in with your skincare routines. Oftentimes I'm doing these steps in between my layers of skincare too. A lot of people are like, oh, doesn't it take you forever to do your skincare? You do so many products. I'm like, yeah, but I'm also brushing my teeth in the middle sometimes, or I'm doing flossing or tongue scraping, or I'm changing clothes, or I'm doing whatever. Like, you can stack your habits, right? You don't have to always. It's nice, but you don't always have to be like fully dedicated to, you know, just your skincare routine. So, you know, like do a little dance to make sure that I am using my mouthwash for an appropriate amount of time. And like I said, this is a real routine. This is me. This is me at nighttime with my glasses and my dental hygiene and my beautiful donut skin. So I hope you enjoyed this video following me from morning to nighttime. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I really enjoyed putting this one together, and I can definitely do some more, especially for like different types of situations than just filming days. So let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this one, and thanks so much for joining me. I love you so much, and I just want to encourage you to keep shining your light. I can't wait to see you in the next video, and I'm going to go to sleep right now. Good night.